And if you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is a Princess of Royal Highness looking very lovely today. Bow with respect, do the princess wave, whatever. Oh yeah, we live. We can't redo this.
Yeah, that is what happens when
Bow
you're
down, respect.
That's what live means.
Do the princess wave, and of course, there's Coco.
There she is. I
Been
thought
a
it said
long day.
live, Zach.
Live.
Oh no,
No,
it's
we're
live.
live.
All right, guys. Today is Wednesday, and we got an amazing, awesome show lined up for you. Some really exciting things to bring to the table today.
Oh.
And we got new comic book day, which was nice and small. It's a small week this week. Small week, yeah. So it's smaller than normal. I know I ordered some books coming up for a couple weeks ahead, and there was like no Marvel books on the list. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're trying to purposely save us some money so I can catch up on some reading.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're also going to do a comic book review, which we've been doing lately on our show. And this one is exciting. We've got Crashdown. We're going to review books 1 and 2, which have been out for a while. And we want to make sure issue 3 just came out today. So that way, if you guys dig what you hear about these two books, I think there's only going to be 4 issues. So you'll get half of the knowledge laid down right now so that you can pick up the other 2 books if you so like. But we'll let you know if it's a good book or not. And we have, just because it feels like, we're doing some Comic Tom stuff, we got the mystery mail call for April, right? Or is this March? No, this is March. We got March's mystery mail call we're going to open. And we have a special box, a gift to the show from a great dear friend. I have a few issues, which we'll be opening at the end as well. So stay tuned to check out all that goodness. Before we get into any other goodness, we need to get into
a drink.
A drink.
A non-alcoholic drink, but funny enough, it tastes like a mimosa. So I'm going to be drinking this and think it's like, I wish this was my drinking day. It's a Mimosa Alani energy, naturally flavored, apparently, allegedly, 200 milligrams of caffeine, gluten-free, vegan, and biotin. Is that biotin, really? Isn't that
biotin?
Biotin.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Ovaltine. You remember that Ovaltine? Ridiculous.
It's like fake Nesquik.
I want my Ovaltine, please.
And that was real Nesquik.
Ooh, it does.
Is it good?
Like,
Only 10 calories.
1 calorie.
You get like an energy it's like called Jack Daniels. It just tastes like Jack Daniels, but it's not. That'd be weird, right?
Well, they make non-alcoholic beer.
I know, and it is good. If you're not drinking, non-alcoholic beer does actually taste good. Maybe we should try some non-alcoholic beers on the show.
No.
No?
No old duels.
No, not old duels, but the new ones. The new.
They got new ones?
There's all kinds. They're super popular right now. We'll drink some on the show.
Ugh.
Non-alcoholic
There's
beer.
a reason why I drink beer. Because it gets you drunk.
That's true. Let's say hi to some of our friends who made it out for today's show. Las Cruces, first here from New Mexico. How's it going? Milt is happy to see Coco as well. How you doing, Milt? Steve Sayer in the house. How's it going, Steve? Oh, Milt says he can't find Crashdown anywhere. We'll get to that too. I think there's a conspiracy going on in the comic book world. Psychedelics Comics is in the house. Good evening, sir. Paul Steger, our neighbor and friend, is here as well. Ooh. Oh, biotin is vitamin B, Zach.
Oh.
For the layman's term. Larry Green, how's it going? Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you as always. Kenneth Bird here in the house. Welcome in. Ooh, yeah, it is nighttime for some people. 9 o'clock if you're on the East Coast. Ninjustice here, sneaking in the back door. Wait, no, he came in through the front door, but we didn't see him. Johnny Robinson, how you doing, Johnny? How you doing, buddy? Anthony in the house. How's it going, Anthony? Ooh, and Ovaltine always reminds you of the Christmas Story movie. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Is that what they drink?
Right
Ovaltine?
before he sticks his tongue in that pole. He's like, Rob, how's it going? Oh God, nobody drinks beer because it tastes good. Non-alcoholic beer. Oh, well, sometimes I don't know. There's a few newer ones that are a little bit better, but I was like, why am I drinking this if I'm still gonna get fat from it? So like,
yeah,
I'm not drinking regular beer because I don't want to get fat.
Right. It does work if you
might as well get drunk and get fat at the same time, right?
You do it on a cheat day, or you rock climb. You drink a beer, rock climb.
That's true.
That will burn off the calories.
Oh yeah. What's with you in rock climbing?
It's what Jason Momoa does.
I don't know if he rock climbs.
Yeah,
Dude's
yeah,
like,
he does. Look it
I'm
up.
sure he does a little bit, but the dude's huge.
Yeah.
He could like just put his arm up and he's at the top.
Yeah, he's pretty dang quick, but he does that for like an hour. I'm like, I couldn't do it for 5 minutes if I was lucky.
There you go. All right, let's get into new comic book day. Like I said, much smaller on the list this week. I know, obviously, there's some Batman books, Superman books that came out. Unfortunately, I have not had the best chances reading those ones.
Zima? What's Zima?
Oh, Dwayne Scott, Zima rules. I know Zima.
What's Zima?
Zima was that clear alcohol back in the day that came out. I don't make it anymore, but it was basically like a wine cooler, but it was clear, and it tasted really good.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Zima. They need to bring Zima back.
I'm gonna look it up. See if I can. You know, if companies go out of business, I think you can actually buy the recipes
for Zima. Well, I don't know how you.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Yeah, Zima was pretty good.
Zima 2.0.
Zima was good. All right. Okay, let's kick it off here, guys. The right way. We got The Walking Dead Deluxe issue number 86. It's a great cover. I normally get the Charlie Adlard covers. There's like a couple that come out each one, but this one we got the Finch cover this month, every 2 weeks. But I'm totally happy with that. Looks like Andrea in the middle is just blasted a hole through a zombie head. I know, like in this book currently right now, I know some of you guys maybe know the story, but they're living in that town with the big high walls, and they basically just had all the zombies like break over the wall and get in, and it was like so many that they're used to always just kind of running away, but this time they kind of stood their ground and like just fought them off, and it's kind of cool. It's like they realized that like they could just kill the zombies. I mean, they've been doing that, but they killed a lot of zombies, like a lot, until they got tired. Which is like the right way to do it, right?
And then you gotta take a nap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zima was basically a hard 7-Up. Yeah, I would put it like that. Yoga Fire in the house. How's it going?
Kill so many zombies.
Oh, you're matching shirts. Oh yeah, we do have matching Deadpool. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice and dead. Yeah. Dude Ryan in the house. How's it going? Oh, and Milt says he keeps falling further behind. We'll catch up together, Milt. We'll catch up.
No.
I will tell you this though, it's a super fast read. I never worry when I have to sit down and read The Walking Dead. It's like I'm done with like 5 or 10 minutes reading that book. So there's some that take me like a half an hour. And I know I'm a slow reader, but that's just the way it goes.
Nice. Man,
Princess and Zach can read a book in like under 5 minutes. Doesn't matter how long it is. It could be like 10 chapter book and they're both done.
Yeah, I was reading the Crashdown last night, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Here you go. I was like, you're done already? Princess says, like, yeah.
Yeah,
it's good.
Fast reader. All right, we got back-to-back Robert Kirkman books. We got Void Rivals issue number 8, and I mean, this book is still really good. It's starting to slow down a little bit. They're, like I said, they both were from these rival planets that they hated each other, and they somehow got trapped and became friends. And as they traveled back to their home worlds, they kind of tricked each other, like unknowingly, not unknowingly, but not super mean about it. But they ended up both going to one of the planets, and then the person who wasn't from there got put in a prison cell. And then because the other one brought him there, she actually got in trouble too, and ended up getting in trouble with her own people. And so it's kind of weird. Like he ended up escaping, and then he had to go back to save her. And now there's some sort of bounty hunter, I think, that's after them, or someone that they've sent after them. So it's kind of cool. They're still dealing with the fact that both of their cultures are different and that they kind of like each other, but it's still a really good story. But if you're familiar with the way Robert Kirkman writes, his books go really fast. This reads really quickly as well too. And I think they're in the back of this issue. There's like a setup for the creature for the Black Lagoon, so you get a preview of that. Not that I don't think I'm going to read that, but you never know. You never know, right?
Could be good.
Could be good.
Probably not, but
I'm not one of those the monster movie guys, but maybe there'll be a Scotty Young creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know. They did that Dracula one, right?
I like the Wolfman and I like the Mummy, but creature from the Black Lagoon, I don't know. It's something kind of
I always liked the Wolfman too.
Yeah, Wolfman
was cool. Wolfman was cool. All right, we got Venom issue number 32. I was confused there. Symbiosis Necrosis. Volume 3, also, this is a crossover. It's a crossover between Carnage and Venom at the same time. Al Ewing. It's interesting. I'm still reading it. I'm not like loving it, but I'm not hating it at the same time. Symbiosis, necrosis.
So they're dead? Necrosis?
Well, they've been dead. They
necrosis.
die, and then the symbiotes bring them back. So like when Cletus gets killed, the symbiote can just like shoot his body back out again. Hey, Nuktek, how's it going? But in this one, he's been going after, since this series started, he's been trying to find Dylan Brock, Carnage's, because he wants Eddie. And when he finds Dylan, he like captures him and kind of takes his venom, because he has the real venom on him. Dylan does. Eddie has like a different version. It's not really, he doesn't actually have the symbiote because he actually is a symbiote now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
And so when he gets venom, he's able to like basically transport himself to where Venom is at that Eden. So it's like the garden at the end of time where there's like all the Venoms that have, each one has changed over like millennials or centuries or whatever that they've lived. So their bodies actually change. They become different colors and they've like lived through different experiences, I guess. So some of them are kind of good, some of them are bad. But when the very end of the issue, Carnage like blasts through and like he's actually there in Eden. So kind of see how this like all works out. It's a lot of
yoga fire,
right? But yeah, we'll see. You know, Carnage I think is a little bit better read than the Venom one, but you know, we all love Al Ewing, so he's got to do something good.
Isn't Yoga Fire the Falcon? Yoga Fire.
No, it's Dalzim from Street Fighter.
Ah, I was way off.
Or Street Fighter 2. I don't know. Is he in the first game? I don't know if I've ever played Street Fighter 2. But,
interesting.
You know how that goes. Oh, hey, no spoilers. I haven't read all of it yet. Awesome covers. Oh, which one? Oh, but it didn't spoil. I haven't read that one yet. The Venom one. That's the one you're talking about. We will be spoiling some of Crashdown, but only issues 1 and 2. So not issue 3. Apologize for that. We got Moon Knight issue number 4. Oh, I haven't read that one yet, Yoga. I did not. I don't know. I only know he shows up there. I haven't read that issue. But Jed MacKay's Vengeance of Moon Knight, just as solid. They kind of did a similar thing that She-Hulk did, which I think we'll get into that next, where the same writer, same artist ended the book with Mark getting killed, so Moon Knight died, and they started it over immediately after that with Vengeance of Moon Knight issue 1. But it's the same group, so it's the same writer, same artist, which that seems to be a new thing that Marvel's doing. But with this one, you have that new Moon Knight that showed up, and nobody knows who he is so far. Each issue has showcased a different member of the Midnight Mission, and which is the group that Moon Knight basically put together in the last run. So he has like a team now. It's not just him running around. So you have like Hunter's Moon and Tigra and Soldier and Reese. So there's like a whole bunch of people. And each one of this new issue, they've been having them like sit down with like a psychiatrist. I think psychiatrist. Okay. And they're like, how do you feel about Mark dying and how the team's going now? And it's cool. They explain it, and then at the same time, they basically run into the new Moon Knight, and they have to like battle him off while they're trying to figure out who he is. And so far, we've made it all the way to issue 4, and we don't know yet. So that was like the big push. Is like, was that issue 1 like a new Moon Knight? Do we get a brand new first appearance, or is this not? Or is this just like a nothing? But we are getting really close to the Blood Hunt, which is written by Jed MacKay, which will have crossovers with Moon Knight. So prepare for that. I don't know. Maybe he's a vampire inside there. Maybe.
My guess is that it's actually the real life Khonshu.
There's a lot of people think that. Yeah, I've heard that theory before. Yeah, which could be cool. Oh, because like sometimes in the comics, like Khonshu's not well liked, and they just got done a couple years ago, where like Khonshu convinced Mark to like basically kill all the Avengers, and they had to like stop him.
Oh, okay.
You know, so like
Huzzah!
That's a the Righteous Flipper. How's it going? How's it going? Coco's in the house. We got Sensational She-Hulk issue number 7. Jen Bartel. That is cover A. And I'm trying to remember what happened last time on the last issue. I think, if I remember correctly, they decided to leave planet Earth because they haven't had time to like beat them. When I say them, I mean Jen and Jack of Hearts, which are dating. They've have had coitus in the book so far.
Oh,
together. Coitus. Yeah, the coitus. And so they were like, hey, we need to go on a date together. So if you guys are reading this book, it's very like, I don't know. It's very down to earth love story, but with some like punching every once in a while. But they decide to leave the planet to go on a vacation together, and I think they go to a place where they can. He has to have like something absorb, or he has to absorb enough energy inside his body so that he doesn't blow up, so that they can like hook up. Because if he's not fully charged while they're like doing it, he can absorb her gamma radiation and like it can like get bad. So they go on this vacation. I think they run into like another girl, and I don't know. I think that was leading down a weird path, but we'll see. She's on the cover, and they're about to go into the pool together.
A WrestleMania gonna tag this girl in.
Maybe. I don't know if Jack of Hearts is that lucky, but I feel like he should be. He's gone through a lot of crap. There is still an underlying mystery of like why he's back alive, and Jen doesn't really seem to be questioning that much, because he actually died at one point in the comics when he like exploded. Yeah.
At this point, like, who hasn't died and come back? So it's like,
hey Tempo,
it shouldn't be like surprising anymore, right?
Well, and in the book they're recognizing that. They're like, hey, why are you here? You're dead. And he's like, but before we figure that out, we should probably make love. I don't know. But like, and she's also like secretly kind of hiding him from some people too, like, because like Tony's the one back in the day that was like, hey, you need to wear the suit because like you could blow up. And like I don't want to wear that suit. No, you gotta wear the suit. I don't know, that kind of thing. Maybe he doesn't want to wear the suit.
Then I can't. You told how he died, so eventually he blew up.
I think so. Yeah, he he had to sacrifice himself to like save everybody. I believe is the case.
Okay,
my reading's correct, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I mean, could be a zombie. I don't know.
Sounds kind of like Captain Atom for DC.
Yeah, he's a very like mellow dude. Jack of Hearts is like super mellow, and like he doesn't even eat that much either. Or he can't eat really. Woo, so Jack of Hearts could come and go if he's not fully charged with sleeping with She-Hulk. Wait. Yeah, basically, if he's fully charged, if he absorbs enough energy, then they can like mess around, because his body can't physically absorb her gamma energy. But like if he's not, then he has to like wait. He's got to wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which means she got to wait. CLG, what is up? What's up? Dude is fake? Might be. He might be. All right, we got Birds of Prey, issue number 8. Great Derek Chu cover.
Oh, Chu.
Derek Chu, and who is that on there, Zach?
Nice to meet Chu. Is it DC? That's Black Canary.
Ah, yes, the Black Canary.
You can tell
by
the
Black Canary's
stockings.
alter ego?
I don't know. I can't remember. Probably Felicia.
It's
always Felicia.
Great cover though.
I'm trying to think of what it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too.
I think there's been 2.
Oh, with no Deadpool shirt? We'll get you.
I think there's been 2.
Everyone needs a Deadpool shirt. But yeah, I'm not reading. But Birds of Prey, I heard this is like one of the best Birds of Prey run ever. Better than any run that's been out so far. And I can't remember who's writing it. I think it says, Kelly Thompson, I think, is who's writing this, I believe. Yeah, right? Yeah. So get a chance, pick it up. I'm not currently reading it. I think Princess is getting it for the beautiful covers on the outside, but I only reserve myself for a few DC books at a time. Nothing against them, but it's a nice cover. I know, like I keep telling Zach, Big Barda's on the team, and Zealot. So
Big Barda
with Zealot and Black Canary. So it might be a good idea. Grab that one.
Black Canaries.
And we got Cinderella, Murder for All Seasons. This is a 50-page giant from Zenoscope. That Princess decided to grab, that has Ivan Tao on the cover.
Well, at least one of them's Dina Laurel Lance.
That sounds right. Oh, the fishnets on the cover give it away, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think there's another one. There should be another Black Canary.
Which we don't usually get too many Zenoscope books. They're kind of hit or miss depending on who the cover artist is, but Princess is a big fan of Ivan Tao, as well as other people we know as well. So that might even be a gift for somebody. I don't know. If you're out there, it may be a gift for you.
Oh, there's been 2 Black Canaries, and both of them been mother and daughter.
Oh, okay. Did they have the same name, too?
Dina Drake Lance, and then Dina Laurel Lance.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Mystery
And
solved.
last but not least, this was actually kind of hard to find. We got Crashdown. Issue number 3 was released today, and they had the beautiful Tyler Kirkham battle damage cover.
Those are dope.
Which is awesome. I think so far we've only gone with cover A on this book, although there is some other good covers to get into. But this was definitely caught my eye. I ordered one, and then Princess was upset that we didn't order her an extra copy, and she's like, you know how much I love battle damage covers. So yeah, went out and got another copy, so you can have the battle damage cover, which is cool. Yeah, so that's the new comic book day for this week. Super light for us as it goes, but I'll be passing the mic off to Zach. We will be doing a review on Crashdown. So because I've been wanting to do a review on this book for a couple of reasons, but I figured when we got issue 3 came out, and that was a really amazing cover, and I think a lot of people might be hunting for that. Thought that'd be a good time to review the 2 books, and so we won't be reviewing issue 3 because it just came out. We'll give you guys a chance to read that, but we will be talking about these 2 with spoilers. So there will be spoilers, please. Sorry, guys, if anybody didn't want spoilers, but they've been out long enough. You could know. The Comic Vet, what is up? What is up? Woo! Oh, and Yoga likes the Cinderella book. Awesome. Nice. Okay, so before I pass off to Zach, I'll give a little talk about this Crashdown. So this is done by Whatnot Publishing, massive. So we have a connection with Whatnot as well. We're actually going to be at Whatnot Con, so come hang out with us on April 13th. We'll be on there. Oh, there it is, Whatnot Con. But they teamed up with Comic Tom and Fire Guy Ryan, and they sat down and wrote a comic book. And they got Ben Templesmith to draw the main covers and all the interiors as well. So he's famous for a lot of things. I think most famous for 30 Days a Night. Like it's this big book. Yeah. That's a big hot book, which is a horror book. So they got a horror artist to hopefully I said that right, to draw the book, and he's got interesting artwork. I think either you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it. It took me a little bit to warm up to it, but it works well with this book. Like at first couple pages, I'm like, because I'm used to certain artworks the way I like them to look, and then I was like, okay, I can get down with this. Then you see a girl in a bikini, and I'm like, all right, this works. I can get that. Or she was like in underwear or something. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, the artwork works for me. But this is their first book they've ever written. So I know for a lot of people, like your first work may not always be like your best work, but I was really surprised. I went into this thinking it was not going to be good, and I was just going to buy a book because a friend made it, and I was surprisingly enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And we'll get more into that as well. But both the guys, Ryan and Tom, are really big fans of a lot of pop culture, and these books reference it a lot. And I actually really enjoy finding like the tidbits of pop culture in here. As you're reading it, you can see like where they got the derivatives from. So have Zach give you the rundown on it and the book Crashdown.
Yeah.
Issue 1. We'll do issue 1 and then we'll do issue 2.
Yeah. Just also say that there's really only like 2 or 3 main characters, at least in the first book, that they kind of touch off. You think there was going to be one more, but I'll tell you, I'll get to that towards the end of the first book. So whole situation this whole synopsis is that Earth is dying, right? And we need to find another planet to survive. And they found a planet, essentially. They haven't got there yet, but they decide that they want to send a spaceship over there. Problem is, it takes 100 years. It's going to take 100 years for that ship from Earth to get there to see what's going on with that planet. So they figured out, a doctor figured out how, a scientist I should say, figured out how to put everybody in cryogenic sleep in these pods. So a bunch of people volunteer. They want to get like the best of the best, or pretty good people. They're only sending one ship. And the whole idea is, hey, if we can't save Earth, which is, global warming and all of that, something's going on with Earth where it's going to die. So if we can't figure it out, might as well like, hey, some of humanity might survive at this other planet. So they get the people on the ship. They put everybody in cryo sleep. Got an IV drip, slows down the body's metabolism. You don't age, or you hardly don't ever age. And then the ship goes, and the ship goes autopilot all the way to that planet 100 years later.
Which I don't think they didn't name the planet, right?
No, they didn't name the planet. They named the ship the Empyrean.
Empyrean, yeah. Which I wanted to know what that reference from. Maybe if they I'm gonna leave it like it has to mean something to Tom and Ryan. Imperium.
I want to say it has something to do with the Roman times, but I'm not 100%.
All right.
Anyways, 100 years later, ship gets there, and some of the pods start coming out of cryo, and of course they find out a little bit later, not much later, that they're coming out of cryo a little faster than what they were expecting. But anyways, they're coming out of cryo, they're getting out, and you're like, what the heck? Like everybody's going out of there, and then suddenly, like the couple,
You have the main girl. The main character's name is Allison Taylor.
Allison Taylor.
Yeah, and then you get to introduce that she has like her husband, which is Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get this little like love scene in the beginning of the book where they talk about snuggling, which I thought was cute and funny.
I left it out because I was like, oh, snuggling. Huh.
Yeah.
Anyways, snuggling, sure, whatever. But anyways, they get out of cryo, right?
Yep.
Am I pacing this right? Oh,
no, you did, yeah. Yep.
They get out of cryo. She gets up. Hey, Steve. Totally forgot the name. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Looks in there. Well, he's about 100-something-year-old man.
Yeah.
He's
surprisingly still alive.
Surprisingly, he's still alive. He's like, hey. It's like, yeah, he's probably has a diaper on now because, I don't know, maybe the system since that didn't put a diaper on. Anyways.
That always tripped me out when I like saw that in the thing, because I remember when I was a kid and I watched like Planet of the Apes. You know, like when they like go to that planet and then like he's like the only one that like kind of survives. When he like wakes up and he looks in that like tube where the lady was and she's like a mummy in there, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like what if that happened to me? Like I don't even want to go in cryo sleep. I like turn out to be a mummy.
I mean, I'd wait for a couple of generations of people going through that before I would go in.
Be Rob.
But anyways, that happened. The doctor that actually created the cryo sleep is on the ship, so he's like, what the heck happened? I have to look into this. The general or the commander of the ship kind of like, hey, figure out what's going on, whatever. But we need to send the ship down, and you need to establish a base. So the lady and a bunch of other people get on the ship, and they're going to send the ship down, right? Mm-hmm. And they give like a little bit, at the beginning of the book, they give a little premonition of what's possibly might happen, right? So they go down, something happens, and the ship crashes.
Mm-hmm. Something grabs out of the sky, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And, only a few people survive. And the thing is, let me know if I'm saying too much. And the lady, the main chick, Allison, has something attached to her leg, and the doctor, the pilot, her, and I think a few other people potentially might have survived. Anyways, they tear it out of her leg, and okay, she's good. They get to a point where they're kind of more or less safe, and I believe that's the end of the book.
Yeah.
And, and I already the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I mean, the cliffhanger now. Yeah, that's like basically the story of the first book, and they do start it out like with a good action sequence, and I did appreciate that, although it was like kind of confusing in the beginning, where like they're like, okay, here's the ship, and it's already getting destroyed, and but it was quick. Like they're like, this is like the tone for the book, and as I brought it back to that, like at the end, you basically got like a preview of what was gonna happen, and then when you get to see actually what it was, and they show you like the people that get killed, then you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, so it helped a little bit, because sometimes if you would have started out just with the people getting ready to go on the ship, it might have been a little slow. You know what I mean? Then you're like, okay, there's like people getting ready. So at least you get to see some people get ripped in half, like in the first page.
Yeah,
dude gets like ripped in half.
It brings a little bit of intrigue. It's a classic storytelling kind of like plot.
Yeah.
Not plot, but like organization. Start at the end a little bit and then go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe give a little.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. And I did notice. I think the guys did say ahead of time that they were making this book kind of a reference between like Aliens and Lost. I know the guys really like Lost, which I'm a huge fan of Lost, so I'd love to join the Dharma Initiative anytime that we can. But I did pick up some stuff that they laid down in there. I think both of the pilots' name, or one of the pilots' names was Locke. So, and they did talk about how calm he was right before his face got ripped off. And then they talk about another guy later on named Shepard, who's on the landing
The
party
Lost,
stuff.
right?
I thought that was funny, like as well that they were able to like throw those in. There's some good jokes, like the mastication joke was pretty funny. You know,
I don't remember that joke.
You can't talk that loud about mastication.
Oh,
and he's
yeah,
like, dude,
yeah.
we're not gonna be eating food for a while. So, definitely good first issue, and then the big cliffhanger at the end, right? Where they, or no, there's that later on.
That's later on.
That's in the second one. Okay.
Yeah. It's like he's old, and that's a cliffhanger, and
Yeah.
they're like, what the heck? What are we gonna survive? What's gonna happen? Anyways.
And then what? Book 2?
Book 2.
Book 2 comes out, and what happens in that?
All right, so book 2 comes out. This one I'm gonna have a little hard time remembering exactly. So maybe give me a little help as I'm talking about it. So they're on the island, if I remember correctly.
The good part, right when they start, is like actually when they pull that tentacle thing out of her leg.
Yeah.
So because when they get Allison and the 2 doctors, I think it is the one, because there's a Dr. Peter. And he's or the doctor's assistant, Peter, who's supposed to be helping with the cryo thing. He's the one that's I think it's suspicious. I don't know if you guys noticed that too, where he was kind of interested in the girl, and then magically
he said it wasn't supposed to hapen like this.
Yeah, and then there's magically her dude Steve turns into an old man, and they're he's oh, and then he's I'm too much of a coward to go down the mission with you guys, and magically after Steve's not there, he's one of the guys going down. I don't know. I was thinking he maybe had something to do with the cryo thing, but they didn't like it. But anyway, he's there when they pull that tentacle thing out, and the guy's they start screaming, and the doctor's "Gah!" like that, and then they both look at each other what the hell is that? And he just throws it into the water, whatever.
Yeah, and they essentially did what they said. They started grabbing stuff. They need to find the beacon, and they haven't found it quite yet, but they started making a camp, making a little shelter, building a fire, and they weren't sure if they were gonna find any more people. Or was it
they introduced the 2 new characters, which I like the 2 girls. So their names are Francesca and Rosa, but I think call it Franny for short. Franny and Rosa, which you can explain the 2 girls.
Yeah, the 2 girls, I remember this quite well. I thought they were very interesting characters. They're part of an elite group of fighters.
Mm-hmm.
And they were picked from the creme de la creme to be the two best fighters to go on the ship to actually help out in the mission of laying down the law, I'm assuming. And apparently
kind of like that girl in Aliens, the tough one that has the big guns.
Yeah.
You ever been mistaken for a man? Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
And they allegedly, they seem like they got along pretty well. They don't like each other.
Yeah, they hate each other. Yeah,
but they got along pretty well getting so far in the mission. Maybe they're ready to get this mission done and out of the way. And eventually they meet up with the 2 doctors,
and Allison.
or doctor and the doctor's assistant, Allison. And was there one more? No, there wasn't.
They're with a weird guy, a weak guy.
Oh, the guy.
I think that guy's named Shepard. That's the Shepard guy.
Oh yeah, the guy looks traumatized.
Yeah.
And they put the lady Allison in the tent, like I said, and then they go in to check on her because there was she's not feeling well, so the doctor goes in and checks on her, and they see gills on the side of her neck.
I don't know if he noticed that, but he said something like what's up with your talk about your leg later or something like that. Yeah. And I was looking, I'm did they show her leg? And they didn't show her leg again. So I'm
no.
Did something wrong with her leg now? I mean, a thing was coming out of her leg, but
right. So they get the beacon down, they get everything. All right, they find the beacon and put it down, and okay, we're kind of safe a little bit. And then it jumps to the ship.
Yeah.
And the doctor, or not the doctor,
it's like the captain and there was another weird thing that was going on too, where the captain wanted the guy who made the pods,
the professor,
to fix them. He's you're the guy that made these cryopods, you can fix it. And then he was I couldn't tell if he was twiddling his thumbs or he was secretly in on something. It kind of sounded like he was trying to actually figure it out. But then they're all right, we're gonna have the engineer who's supposed to fix the other planes or other ships come and help you because you're taking too long. Yeah. And then that's when they're all right, we're screwed. We only can take one ship. We're gonna get all the people who are strong enough, put them on the ship. We're gonna go down to the planet. We're gonna hash it out. We're gonna have to live there.
Yeah, right.
Because the ship is screwed.
Also, the professor thinks he figured it out. He's 70% sure, but then they cut him off. It's hey, He's like, we're done with the pause. We're done. It's like, we're done talking about, we're going to get the ship, take all of essential personnel, and like I said, get out of there, get down to the planet. We only got one ship. It's like, and the professor's like, what about the civilians? Well,
Yeah, and they're in the room with Steve, who's like an old geezer now, in the bed.
so that general, the leader of the head of the group, takes out his gun and shoots Steve's right in the head.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I think about the
we
civilians.
don't have any time for these old geezers. Like, pop, just blasts him right in the head, and it's like, whoa, just cliffhanger. And that's where like it basically leaves the book. So like that's kind of like the end of like issue 2. So there's only 2 more issues left, and yeah.
And also, last thing, real quick, we left a little bit out. It's like, why did they kill that civilian? It's like, hey, it's like, why couldn't they just leave him on the ship? Well, they're running out of food, and that's why they had to get down to the.
Yeah, I thought that was really smart in the book too. That they actually explain the IV situation, because they were like, oh, we had plenty of food before. You know, like when we were coming here for like 100 years, it was like, yeah, we're using IV drips, and we're like not moving, so like you can't like survive off IV drips. You know, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That would be the case. Like that they set it up that way. But yeah, kind of the backstory and how we came across this, like I said, I was just planning on picking up the book to help like support the community. I feel like there's some sort of thing where it's hard to find these books, because like I didn't get my issue 1, and it never came, and then I got issue 2, which I pre-order all my books, so my issue 2 came, and then Princess was nice enough to find me an issue 1 so I could read it. Nice. So then I read issue 1 and 2. I was really blown away how good it was. Like I said, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, and I really enjoyed it. And I knew when issue 3 was coming out, I was like, we should do a review on this. So like Tom and Ryan didn't ask us to do this review, so you know we're not just like blowing smoke up your guys' butts about like a good book or not a good book. But what do you guys think? Because I read it first and like wanted you guys to read it. What do you think, Zach?
Well, back to what you just said, they didn't ask us to do this review. In fact, I was just gonna read my manga. I'm like, I don't want to read this book. But then as soon as I opened up, read the 2 books back to back, and I could say reading them back to back, I think that's a good way to do it, to get into it like instantly. I think it was well written. I think it intrigued the audience, any audience that would be reading it. I mean, and you kind of got that alien feel. So if you like aliens, you're probably gonna like this book.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna really well like this book, and it's not a very long series, so it can kind of
Bueller.
It can like
smoke blowers,
and it can really bring you in to the series, and probably gives them enough motivation to do a second series or even another spin-off book or another universe. And I think they're good enough writers where I think it's gonna bring a lot of people in.
Yeah. What'd you think, Princess? Decent? All right. Even Princess read it and enjoyed it, so you had to get something there. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you have $16, you can get the whole set when it's out. If you live in a state that doesn't have tax, you don't have to pay any tax. So
says that Paul Stager says it has H.P. Lovecraft vibes.
Yeah. I can deal with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I know Paul picked up a bunch of the variant. There's some good David Mack variant covers. There's a bunch for the first book, but they calmed it down a little bit with the later books. And I'm not always a fan of too many variants. You know what I mean? Like I like. Then I get too confused which one I should have. Then I'm like, I only want usually cover A. But this one I had to make the exception for the other one. So.
Yeah.
All right, Wolverado in the house. But definitely, if you guys get a chance, pick it up, give it a read. I think it's worth your time. 4 issues is not too much to invest in anything. Anyway, dude, I feel like everything's Tom today. Let's open a mystery mail call for March and see what we got. Sure. I had a knife.
Hopefully we see you at SummerCon and we can have a beer or a shot or both.
Almost.
Maybe a wine cooler. Box wine?
No, we'll get a Zima.
Zima, if we can find one.
We'll go back in time and get a Zima.
I bet you we could.
Probably shouldn't say it, but I remember we used to drink those when I was younger. Zima. They're like, here, have a Zima.
I think I drank more when I was 14 than when I was 21.
I don't know if that's true. All right, Zach, mystery mail call from Tom. What's it all about?
So it's a $40 mystery box, at least at this point, $40 for us, out the door shipped. You get 2 or 3 exclusives, 2 throw-in books, and they're usually pretty decent, and a print. And these exclusives that he adds in are limited, usually 3,000 or less. And a lot of times you can find some Marvel books in there. And as you well know, getting a Marvel book printed with a variant cover version is pretty dang expensive for, to produce it. So, and they get some really good artists. I mean, Comic Tom has kind of basically launched Peach Momoko's rise to stardom. So, yeah, you can get to the ground floor of these artists and raise yourself up.
Yeah, I like the exclusives do come with COAs now. They started doing that recently, and it's much better that way. You can get the print run on the back. You see who the artist is, and I think if you're gonna do exclusives, do a limited print run like they do, so that it holds their value. I think that's the key. If you make an exclusive and you make too many of them, then what's the point? Then it's just like,
Question: do y'all collect the hardback comic books? Occasionally. I mean, if you're talking about omnibuses,
like not as much. Yeah, not as much. I like to actually, if I'm gonna read older stuff, I'll read it digitally. But I read all new stuff on paper. But I read everything else usually digitally if I'm reading anything back in the day.
I like the little bit of older school ones, like the ones they printed out in the early 2000s.
The essentials.
Not the essential, but the hardback, like the Witchblade one I have.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Great artwork on it, and yeah, the newer ones they're really expensive.
Yeah. Especially when you just pay a subscription and read it for I
want to buy them.
I guess over time it would add up.
Secondhand.
Ooh, oh, that looks like Johnny Desjardins. We got a Omega Red. Do you think we'll see Omega Red in?
I thought we were gonna see Omega Red a long.
No, I mean, do you think we'll see him in X-Men '97?
Yeah, Morph is gonna turn into Omega Red.
He has before, yeah. I think he's been in the show too, right?
Yeah, he was.
That's a good one.
He was.
Nice.
I think he had a bad Russian accent.
All right, I actually do not remember what was in this one at all.
Oh yeah, it is a Venom tattoo.
But
Ink blot, or Rorschach Venom tattoo. Rorschach
combination. All right, let's see. See, sometimes I usually know what's going to be in these, and I totally forgot. I'm waiting for the Star Wars ones. Tom and Ryan said they got Star Wars Rebels covers coming for me. Oh yeah. We got Edge of Spider-Verse issue #1. This is the Chrissy Zulo cover, limited to 3,000. I don't know if they did a version of this one or not, but Chrissy Zulo was actually at Emerald City when we got to see her as well. She's super nice.
Oh, she was super nice.
Yeah. And I think the guy said she actually had this cover behind her.
Oh.
Like at the con.
So. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure the art. It's almost like not quite chibi, but
it's a little bit chibi.
Yeah.
It's like American chibi.
Yeah. It's good though. I do enjoy her stuff. Princess is a fan of Chrissy Zulo for sure.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, do this one. Let's see what we got. So I think it's 4 books this week. 4 books. We got. That's a good one. Spawn issue #26. We got a McFarlane cover. Not bad. Not bad. I always take any Spawn.
Well, thank you for the compliment on the tat. It took way longer than it should have. It was great though. Except when it got to the armpit. When it got to the armpit, it's like, oh, it hurt so bad.
I shouldn't, but I've been actually collecting Spawn a little bit more than I should. I'm like, I don't know why. I get in these phases where I'm like, I need to collect this run. And then I start buying them, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Here's a theory about Spawn, but we'll save that for another video.
Yeah. And let's see what we got here. Oh, we got back-to-back Marvel books.
Whoa.
Wait. I don't know if we're supposed to get that one.
That's super limited.
We got, this is the Bry exclusive.
Yeah, but that's like, no, it's not it's a foil one.
I like that they're friends in the community getting exclusives from Bry. We got, this is Venom issue #25. It's the Bry's Comics foil edition from Raph Grassetti, limited to 3,000 copies.
Oh, 3,000. Oh,
yeah.
That was limited more.
Nice cover, though. Bry, also a good member of the community.
Who's the unrated Spider-Man villain? That's a good question.
Underrated Spider-Man villain?
Big Will. No, not Big Will.
Well, I mean, those are the obvious ones, but
I'm trying to think who would be a good. Oh, what's that one villain that it came out issue 10? It was a villain group.
Oh,
It was the Crime Syndicate.
No, it's not the Crime Syndicate.
I think it was the Crime Syndicate.
No, they're not called the Crime Syndicate.
They're underrated.
You're talking about Ox and Fancy Dan and like those
I
guys.
think they're underrated.
They are underrated. They showcase them a lot in the Ultimate Spider-Man. It's always the Shocker, right? The most underrated guy. The Shocker.
The Shocker. I think you're. Oh,
not that Shocker.
I thought you said Electro for a second. No, it's the Shocker. Yeah, he's underrated.
He's underrated. All right, and last but not least, we got Iron Man issue number 1. Not from the series that you want though, but the series you need. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. That's got to be like what, 2001?
I'm gonna draw the best Iron Man suit.
1996.
Ever. I don't know.
I don't know if Iron Man was as popular in 19, but it's the number 1. So
yeah, number 1 in my heart.
Yeah. All right, good box though, dude. 2 Marvel exclusives, a Spawn throw-in, and an Iron Man number 1. Money well spent, I think. So you guys aren't already getting the mystery mail call. Still, we have gone through a lot of mystery boxes over the past 4 years, and it's the only one that we've remained sticking with. So I think for a good reason. We've cut our ties from a lot of boxes, but you know.
Another good one would be Chameleon. I'm still on that.
Oh, Chameleon. Yeah.
Everybody forgets about it.
He's a good underrated character. And let's we do have this, although we have a basically a God, I can't remember that term.
A-OK?
A-OK. We got an A-OK from a friend of the show. It is
the Enforcers.
Definitely not needed, but always is appreciated. If you guys ever want to send us anything, you're more than welcome to, but definitely not needed. It's just kind of a cool thing. It's fun how we've like made friends with
but that's not gonna cut
friends with people over the years, and sometimes we like to send things to people, and sometimes they like to send things to us. So it's a cool thing. But we wanted to share it. We have not opened it. This is from I Have a Few Issues. We see him. You guys may see him from time to time in the chat.
Okay.
And let's see if he wrote. I may have to read.
Okay, sure. I'm not showing his address.
I'll probably read this in private. But
it's okay. It's a personal.
But yeah, he did mention here. He did send us actually a book quite a while ago. Amazing Spider-Man 149, which we still have in our collection. Zach and I are fighting over who gets to keep that book. It is still undecided, so we have it together. But I secretly want that for myself.
I got a suspicion about that book too.
Ooh!
All right, very well packaged. So good job. I Have a Few Issues.
We're always trying to figure out where in the world I Have a Few Issues. It's kind of like Carmen Sandiego.
Oh yeah. I like when they say start here with a smiley face. That's a cool one. Okay, make sure.
My psychiatrist said I have more issues than ASM. I mean, it might not be a good thing.
Okay.
All right, Zach.
Let's see if that's the...
He's been watching this for a long time, so I think this is books that he knew we would like. So it's not a mystery box. It's just stuff that I think he thought we would like as collectors. And I feel like he knows us pretty well.
Okay. I think...
He definitely likes his J. Scott Campbell's. I know that.
Okay. He said start here. Then we start here. Okay, cool. I got Amazing Spider-Man 141, 25 center. I always gotta check to see if it's a. It might be. I don't know. It's hard to.
Well, let Princess show the book. We'll look at it later.
I want to look at it.
Very cool. I'm trying to see if I recognize that one. Oh, nice.
Well, you got almost like a Sinister Six kind of feel. You got Vulture, Mysterio, and one other dude.
Nice. Yeah.
Missing 1 or 2 characters.
Oh, nice. Oh, really nice grids. Oh, John Romita Sr. Oh, John Romita Sr. cover. Yeah, nice. Romita Sr. cover on that one. Nice. Awesome.
Very cool. Oh, another Mysterio cover. This is dope.
There's your underrated character right
Amazing
there. Agent
Spider-Man.
Smith, what's up? Oh, the Enforcers. Thank you.
Yes. Amazing
Fancy
Spider-Man 142. Great Mysterio cover. This is probably also John Romita Sr. cover. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ooh.
I've actually never seen that cover before. I like it.
I know. I feel like I haven't seen either of these, and I should have. I mean, I'm sure I've seen them, but I like me some Mysterio.
You might have to start your Spider-Man run. Try to complete it. That'd be so hard. Oh, nice. We got Amazing Spider-Man 143. We got a brand new menace for Spidey to battle, and Cyclone is his name. That I've never heard of this character.
Cyclone.
Great cover.
He's still around. First appearance of the Cyclone.
Ooh.
I think they just had him in the most recent Amazing Spider-Man. He was like in the psych ward, where he belongs.
He's in the psych ward.
Well, yeah.
No one knows me. All right. Ooh, we got some leg action. I'm thinking Gwen Stacy here.
Yeah.
I must be seeing things. You can't be standing there. You're dead. Wait, okay. Anyways, great cover. Let's see. I don't see the artist, but it's also probably
senior. Should be
Romita Senior.
And this, I believe, is the first appearance of the Gwen Stacy clone.
Oh,
the clone.
that's
I
cool.
believe that's the first appearance of the clone of Gwen Stacy. I could be wrong.
Was that an iteration of the Human Top? Cyclone? Probably. I want a bunch of guys that can spin. It's like, okay. Ooh, this is cool. So we got a theme here. We're going in order. The Amazing Spider-Man 145. We got Scorpion, one of my favorite villains for Spider-Man. And of course, they also have Gwen Stacy in here. Says Gwen Stacy.
I think the books are going in order.
Yeah. So this should be 146. I don't know what 146 is. Maybe I do. Let's see. It is 146. Ooh, you got a Scorpion and Aunt May Spider-Man cover. That's really cool. When Scorpion strikes.
Max Gargan. I like Scorpion a lot. I like him a lot.
That's cool. Dude, this is dope. Ooh.
You're tempting us to have to put together a Amazing Spider-Man run.
Well, we got it right now. We got Amazing Spider-Man 147, Tarantula, Spider-Man, and a tired out cop. A cop that got so tired he had to take a nap on the road.
I believe that's the first appearance of the Tarantula.
Could be,
it is,
but
yeah.
I always get confused with another.
Spectacular Spider-Man #1 almost looks identical, but they're like flip-flopped. I think he's on the other side.
We got Amazing Spider-Man 148. We got Jacko, Tarantula, and a bondage Spider-Man. Spider-Man you didn't know you wanted.
That's a good cover. I like that one.
And, wait. This is going to be, I'm sure, a book that we're all guessing is next.
Oh, Damage Control and Sin 6 team up against Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage. That would be epic. It would. It would.
Very cool. Very cool. And we got Amazing Spider-Man 149.
Nice.
The first appearance of the Scarlet Spider.
Spider clone.
Spider clone. And it is nice. Great colors. Beautiful.
Well, I was just saying we were like fighting over the 149. Now we don't have to fight over it anymore. Oh, man.
Yes.
That's cool.
You don't have to fight no more.
I'll fight you for it. Very cool. Thank you. I have a few. Oh, man. Getting a nice run of 70s Spider-Man is... Yeah, you know us well. You know me well. You know I love my Spider-Man.
Most of the time I get the wrong kind of runs. Wait, what? Who said that?
The wrong kind of runs. Anyway, guys.
Ow.
Yeah, fun episode. We love doing the comic review. Definitely check out Crashdown. Like we said, I think it's a good read.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah, we had a fun time. Fun time today with all you guys. As always on Wednesday. Like you said, I think we are on a complete break from Whatnot this weekend. Right? Yeah. So no Whatnot from us or Princess. And then the week after that is Whatnot Con. So please come out and support us. We will be on there, and we have all the special exclusives that were only for Whatnot Con, and we will start them all as cheap as possibly humanly possible. So come hang out, get some good deals. There's going to be drinking, there's going to be dancing. You never know what's going to happen.
I might just pass around the stream and Adam will have to take
We might go on long too. We might do a longer show. So
we're
definitely starting at 5. We're on at 5 p.m.
Pacific Standard.
The 13th. Mark it in your calendars. It's going to be a great time.
And don't forget to follow us on IG, especially the Princess, because Princess posts more than anybody.
Yep.
In this house.
And be prepared. Our next Monday show will be our brand new show. So yeah. So stay tuned for that. As always, guys, do all the YouTube stuff for us. Follow, like, subscribe. We love all you guys being here every week to kick it with us. I look forward to Wednesday every day, getting off work and coming home to hang out with you guys. Awesome time. And anything else, Zach?
Yeah. You gotta share how you do that is you gotta take a pen, you gotta take a pineapple, put it together, pineapple pen. It's like Pokemon, right? For pens.
That works.
Yes.
I can see where you're going with that. All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember.
Get those gains.
Get up.
Every single one.
There he is.
I have a few issues. We just went through your box. It's very cool.
Awesome, man. Oh, I guess it is 150 through 150, 151. Ooh.
Continues on. Get those gains. Thank you very much,
so well. Thank you,
everybody. Thank you. I have a few issues, and we're gonna go out of here. Get out of here and eat some food.
We gotta watch X-Men. Watch your X-Men.
Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Later, gainers. Da-na-na. And